Okay, we should be live. Let me go ahead and make the stream public real quick, and then we can start with start of stream prep. Oh, okay. Stream should be public. Took a second. Everything should all be set. I'm gonna go ahead and get the stream up for chat. And, yeah, I think everything should be good. Let me get all of the start of stream prep set, and then we'll start building some more. Yo, welcome to the stream, Yeet. How are you doing tonight? It's been so long, you know. This might be the longest I've gone between streams. I'm good, how about you? I'm also good. Okay, let's see. I'm debating on if I have any ideas for a good poll to do for this stream, but I don't think I really do. So in that case, I'm gonna go ahead and put a link to the stream in the Discord server. Okay, there we go. Let's see, I have one left or right, just left or right. You know? Let's do it. I'm specifying not political because I don't want it to be a political poll. Let's see, where is everyone so empty? Exactly. I think it's because I didn't get my, I didn't get the stream up on my phone yet. You know, that one extra viewer really is needed. But yeah, speaking of, I'm gonna go ahead and get the stream up on my phone. WBlaze always taking viewer suggestions. That's the goal. Like, what are you doing if you're not doing that, you know? If you don't, you're throwing exactly. But yeah, it's going a little slow, but almost set, and then we shall start. Every viewer counts exactly to that as well. Need them views and likes. Precisely. Okay, there's the stream. Had to find it. Okay, there we go. Everything is now all set. You have liked, thank you. It's the correct thing to do. So Blaze, are you gonna play with your... You know? I am. I still love the sound that these ones make. Like a freaking train with the chugga chugga chugga. This is definitely my favorite of the two rooms so far. However, that's not the one we're going to be looking at this time. So, here's the plan. Every stream, didn't say that because you probably mispronounce it. You know, I don't want to get, don't want to get that part, misheard, more so, yeah. Don't want to see you slip up. Nah. But here's what I was gonna say. Every stream where I'm building this build, I'm gonna do a little bit of exterior building and a mostly interior building. So, I'm gonna go ahead and start with a little exterior building again. And I am thinking that I actually want to go out for this little, like, tower idea that I had, instead of going in for it. Which is not going to be that hard of a change. Basically just bada bing, bada boom. Because, yeah, as I said, I do want it to be, like, an actual kind of tower. And there we go. That's an alright shape for it. Maybe that. Okay, I think that's good. I want it to be like a tower. And, Blaze, you're no fun. For the building or for the not slipping up? That's the real question. But yeah, I'm not building a ton, but I want to do a little extra. Because yeah, I'll probably mix in some, whatchamacallit? Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I was about to say, I didn't know you were so anti-building. But, yeah, I do think that this will be a better way to have this, because yeah, having it going into the build just looked wrong. And this way it'll actually come out and it can be like a real little tower. Because yeah, as I was saying the other night, I don't know what it was, but these old houses loved having random towers. But seriously, how am I already at almost 500 XP? That is a great question. I did not take that seriously the first time you said it. I thought you were kidding, and then I just checked it, and that's insane. Maybe it just gives XP, kind of like the reverse of exponentially. Like, the longer you're in the stream, the less you get. I still really need to figure out how I want to do, like, the foundation of this build. And I think that I'm going to do that by not doing it yet. I think I'm just gonna not figure that out yet. And as I was saying the other night, I think I'm gonna just wait and figure that out when the time comes. Because yeah, that's kind of like the kind of thing I would like to do last, pretty much. Like, it would be nice to do it early into the build and have that as a good looking area. But I don't think that that would be realistic. Because I think how I do it ends up depending on how I do the rest of the build, really. And I obviously don't know how I'm going to do the rest of the build yet. Let's see, / wand. There we go. Okay, yeah, that looks nice. Adds a nice little shaping to it. I feel like it could use some more shaping, but I feel like that's a good step in the right direction, you know? And then, yeah, because I'm thinking, for the foundation, once I do end up doing it, there's two ways that I could probably go. Option 1 would be just expanding the foundation down, which honestly I'm not a fan of, because I think that this would honestly kind of ruin the look. Like, it wouldn't be horrible, but it would be way too flat. It would not be good. Option 2 would be terraforming the entire area around this to kind of slope up. So, you know, hit it with that, like this kind of treatment, pretty much. If I was... There we go. You know, like that. Realistically, endgame, I think that I'll probably end up doing a mix of both. So, like, some areas will still have... For example, like, say if I was to do like this, and then have dirt kind of going around it, but it's still peeping through, like that. And yeah. As I said, I'm not doing that right now either way, but I am trying to think of some ideas for it. Now, logically, it would be a pretty alright idea to do the roof pretty soon. But I must admit that I really don't want to do that. A roof for a house this big sounds like torture. Also, where is everyone? That's a great question. People just... This channel has fallen off, you know. But no, I think... Chess might have gone to bed early, who knows. And people like Phantom and Hex don't join until a bit later. So, in short, they'll be here, I hope. Just gotta believe. But yeah, I'm gonna get some more reference images back up. And yeah, the kind of roof that I'm gonna want, the roof will be hard, exactly. Like, if you look up Victorian brick house, they went for some intricate frickin' roofs. Especially for the tower area. I like to think that I'm generally pretty alright with roofs, especially with a good mod pack like this. But it's still gonna be a pain for how big this building is. It would help a lot to figure that out in advance, earlier on. And kind of, you know how much room I'll have. But I think that that's kind of like the underground foundation, where I can just kind of end up building around it and see where that takes me. That, I hope, sounded so sad. Well, I don't know what to say to that. But yeah, hopefully more people will join. Who knows, maybe this will just be a you watching and no one else stream. But yeah, I did end up putting some signs to remind myself of kind of ideas that I had for this room. I do think this will still be like a little kitchen room, so I might do some tiling on the ground, you know, make it look nice. And I really don't know exactly what I want to do aside from that, but I do think that I'm going to put a wall right here, right, and this area is going to be the kitchen. I'm going to have to block this up somehow. But I'm not against having different wall than just the umber bricks. The umber bricks are a nice wall, but, you know, not against having something else. Let's see. May as well just move to a VC. You know? Who knows? But yeah. I think I'm gonna have a wall here. This area will be the kitchen. It's gonna be a pretty small kitchen comparatively to the house, but... You know? I don't know what to do about that. And I'm not sure... I don't have any ideas for the puzzle yet. For this room. But... after you get through, you're gonna go through this way, and this is gonna take you to a kind of ruined old staircase going up to the attic. In the roof, obviously, believe it or not. And yeah, so that's my idea for this side. The person who goes up, he's gonna go all the way up. The person who goes down, I think, he's gonna open up this way, and as I was saying last time, he's gonna kind of be stuck in the walls. And I'm not exactly sure how I want to do that yet, but I think cramped as much as possible is kind of the goal. And then I want to have some sort of, like, whatchamacallit, some sort of fall down into a way lower area. Could even do, like, a freaking dungeon. Make it like the person who owned this place was a murderer. But regardless, it's going to be the player who stays down going down farther, player who goes up going up farther. That's the general idea. It wouldn't be a terrible idea to switch that, and make the distances that they travel farther for each of them, but I don't think that's really the play. Now, what I do think might be the play, I might want to move this to right there, so that I have a bit more room. Check DMs for a puzzle idea. The fact that you didn't say it in stream chat concerns me. Oh my god, that you should have said that in stream chat, I'm gonna be real. That's the best idea I've ever heard. Honestly though, something kind of like that wouldn't be a terrible idea. Like, having a little custom armor stand, and then you need to throw in certain ingredients and hoppers will pick it up and sort. I don't think I have room for a good hopper sorter like that. But I could try something kind of like that. Gotta gatekeep. Fair. You can't just go giving ideas like that willy-nilly to anyone who watches the stream, you know? That's too good of an idea. Okay. So yeah, I think that's the plate. I don't know which floor I want to do first, though. What do you think? Should I start by going down or going up? That's the real question now. Because yeah, I kind of want to go down, because then this way I can do the floop. What do you mean the floop? What do you mean? You know? Fair enough. I think that I'm gonna go ahead and just do the kitchen first. I gotta say, it is a bit of an overuse of dark oak and brass casing, but I'm okay with that, honestly. Like, especially with the umber bricks still being the wall for most of this building. It's growing on me, man. I usually don't like an overuse of dark oak, but it's nice, you know? Wait, Blaze. What is it? Make it so the top collects the ingredients and has to give it to the bot. Oh! Okay, wait. I like that idea. I like that idea. That is a good idea. Especially since, as I said, this is like the little elevator thing that houses would have, I think, like really fancy houses would have to send dinner down. So yeah, you come up here, there's a little thing where you need to like choose the right ingredients for something. I feel like that's a great idea, almost for a different thing though. Like, I'm not sure how I would really be able to do that and keep it in the style of this, you know what I mean? Like, as I said, I love the idea. If I can think of an idea for how to make that work, then I'm entirely a fan. But the big goal is to make sure the players stay separate. Okay, wait. While I think of the actual puzzle itself. Wait. That idea tickled. That's definitely a wording choice. What style? The style is random stuff. You do make a great point. I literally said the whole idea was to be wacky. But no. The style that I meant more so is just, like, create stuff, because I don't really know how I would do that with the create nod. And as I said, I don't really have a ton of room for big redstone machines, like a redstone auto sorter that would choose if it was the right ingredients or not. But here's what I will say. I think regardless, I need to make a system where once a player's up here, this fully is locked. Because as I was saying last time, the general idea is that you've got some gears in here that you can work with, but no matter what, you're not gonna be able to, connect them up in a way that will actually open the door. And I think that, yeah, I don't want there to be any chance of players reconnecting until they're supposed to. Like, I don't want this to come back down and then both players to end up here or anything like that. Like, once a player is up there, I don't want it to be coming back down, and at least in a way that another player could come back up or anything like that. Okay, so yeah, I'm switching that puzzle around. And then I'm thinking, because yeah, as I said, okay, wait, I have an idea. I can just have pistons behind these two blocks. And then they just push forward, and unless if you completely break the map, you can't mess with the mechanics anymore after that. Okay, that's perfect. That's not even going to be that hard to hide. That is absolutely perfect. Give me just 1 second real quick. Okay, there we go. I was checking something, and I think that the idea I was saying should absolutely work. I don't think I'll need them to be sticky pistons. I think I can just have normal pistons right there. And then as soon as a player is up here, it just makes it so that no one in the area will be able to no one will be able to make the elevator thing go up and down again. So yeah, I'm thinking, as I said the last stream, I want it to look like there's enough gears for you to be able to fix it. And ideally, it wouldn't be a terrible thing if you could fix it like that. But I want it to be where you have to take one of the crank gears from the other room. And I'm trying to think what the best way to, like, visually describe that, if that makes sense, would be. Let's go with maybe it wouldn't be a terrible idea to just have, like, creative. There we go. And then cogwheel, casing. Let's see, 4 people watching. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you're not. Exactly. Okay, I think I need to have... Yeah. I want it to have just enough where it looks like you could fix it. Okay, so... Ooh, I didn't really want to do that. Glad to know it still works. Okay, I think that's a good visualization. Because, yeah, once again, the whole goal of all this is the misdirect, you know? Now, unfortunately, I am going to have to lower this pulley by a bit again, which is not too bad. Let's go creative motor, there it is. Well, that's lame. Okay, and I think that's where it's supposed to be, right? Flush with the roof, yeah. Now I gotta remember not to do anything that impacts that elevator again. Okay, I think that's good. That'll visualize it. That'll tell the player, hey, you're supposed to fix this. How are you gonna do so? And then they can't. And that's the fun part. And hopefully that'll confuse some people. Once again, I'm not really intending on this being super difficult. I want it to be something. Ooh, I have an idea. This can be where a little chimney is. How do we feel about that, you know? Okay, the block choice will change when I decorate the outside more. But I'm thinking maybe pretty big chimney, because this is a big house. Or that's a big chimney. I don't think it needs to be that big now that I think about it more. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. And then that. And then that. Now, the good part about using create redstone materials is that I can actually do that and still be able to use these pistons here. Because that is a very important factor. Now, 5 people watching, welcome to the stream if you're new, welcome back if you're not. Now, we have to do the very easy thing of figuring out where to put a redstone material. Let's go pressure plate. Let's do dark oak. There we go. And then this will hook up to... I hadn't thought about this part. Let's see. I think... Okay. I need to test some things. Okay, my first idea, copycat. Let's see if any of this stuff might be able to do what I need. And then we're gonna go for redstone link is already in there. I'm just gonna get a redstone lamp so I can see it visually if it'll work. Okay, yeah, I didn't think that would work. But this very important thing with redstone is that might, if I understand correctly, be soft powering this block. In which case, I would potentially be able to do this. Okay, it still wouldn't work. Okay. Now, that won't work. Let's go copycat again. Whatever ideas do I have? Because, yeah, I'm trying to think of any way that I can do the redstone pulse out of here. What does it look like under there? You know, that's not a half bad idea. I could do... Okay, wait. I'm gonna try one other thing before I resort to this idea. Wait. Copycat Casino? Did I see that right? No, I'm assuming what you saw might have been Copycat Catwalk? Or Casing? Or something? Because, yeah, there's definitely not a casino, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know what you could have been seeing without scrolling the last one. Wait, what? Which one are you looking at? Oh, Cogwheel, yeah. Definitely a casino. 100%. Could not disagree. Okay, here's my idea. We put a copycat board there. But pressure plate can't... Okay, that's what I thought. I was really hoping I was wrong. But we still have hope. I'm gonna put a board right here. And I still can't do anything there. Okay. Imagine if there was a copycat casino. You just place it down and it's just a complete casino building. You know, I'm kind of dumb. I could just put it here. Okay, now let me get a regular redstone casing, because that one had the, stuff linked to it. But yeah, this is a way easier option. And yeah, you walk out, it'll step on that no matter how you walk out, because you basically gotta be shifting to even fit in the elevator. And then, no matter what, you step on that, and then that'll cause the pistons to go forward and push blocks into the way. And yeah. Let's go piston, and then the bricks. Gotta shift right click them to make them receiving. And this should work. Simple as that. So yeah, you've got this whole area that's the only place you can connect from. Yeah. And then as soon as the player steps on the trap, or not the trapdoor, the pressure plate. Yeah. There it goes. You cannot interact with it anymore, regardless of what they might be holding or anything else. That is pretty much frickin' perfect. I gotta say, pretty solid idea. It does kinda... Was that like that before? Either way, I don't care how this specific 2-block combo looks. As long as it still works, and that piston will push anything in the way out. Okay, now I gotta be careful not to step on that again. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just put, like... Let's just put, like, a piston right there. Just so I know not to step on it. And I pretty much physically can't. Okay, now... The big question is... How do I want to do this? Because, yeah, I think once the one person's up here, the big question is, do I want to make it so that it instantly opens the door for the person down there? Or do I want to make it so that the person up here has to complete the puzzle up here before they can move on with the person down there? What do you think, Yeet? Do I go with the person down here having to wait for a bit? Or do I let them both continue? 5 people watching, welcome to the stream. Bottom has to wait. Good choice. I am a supporter of that idea. Okay, one thing I do really want to know is... is there any way to automate the physics assembler? Because it would be frickin' great if a redstone signal or something could just do this automated, or automatically. Let's see, hold right click, pull the lever. What will it say next? Okay, yeah, I don't think that I can, but I'm gonna test it either way. Let's do a simple test. Let's get a lever. See if maybe... No. Okay. Last night I stayed up till 2 a.m. Well done. I'm proud. Let's see. It wouldn't work with any sort of, like, create stuff. And, yeah, I don't think... The best bet would maybe be having something already as a physics object, and then... Not gonna ask what for? You make a great point. How come you stayed up till 4 a.m. or 2 a.m. I mean, last night? The Monaco Grand Prix? Very nice. How'd that go? Okay. While I wait for the response, I suppose I need to figure out what to do up here. I do think, just for looks, and I might change this, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then do that. I could just put a block over the redstone torch, but then if I do anything redstone here, then it'll power it, and that's just kind of not ideal. Good race, surprisingly nice. I'm glad to hear it. Okay, honestly, not a bad amount of kitchen space. Could be worse. Now the question is, do I want to keep some of the bricks peeking through, or do I want to do that? I think I'll do that. I kind of liked having some of the bricks peeping through, but I'll probably end up breaking some of this wall, as I said. And we'll see what ends up happening. Now, I need some decor, and I need a puzzle. I do think as I was saying, I'm gonna probably stay clear of that idea of doing the right ingredients. As fun as it would be, as cool as it would be, I don't really have room if I want to keep the place looking relatively nice. And yeah. So, the question then becomes, what kind of puzzle sits in a kitchen? Well, I think the best option at that point really is to just look through the create mod and see what there is. See if I get some ideas. I will set up a bell, because that can be kind of like a dinner bell. It'll be fun. Let's see. Oh! I did not know that the bell output redstone. That's cool. I had absolutely no idea that that was a thing that could happen. Okay, I'm gonna have that in my inventory. I'm not sure where I want to put it yet. I think for right now, I'm just gonna decorate a bit of a normal kitchen design. Let's go with a different stair, I think, for sure. Idea one. Idea two. If you couldn't tell, I'm wanting like a white kitchen countertop for this. I feel like it'll look pretty alright. Let's see. So we got the classic polished diorite. Almost called it diacite. This looks a little too bricky, I think. This I kind of like. It's not perfect for sure. Diorite bricks are not too shabby. Cut calcite is really nice. Big fan of that. Small diorite bricks, also pretty nice. And then the limestone. I definitely think the normal one is the best out of that. Okay. I think these are the three options right now. We got... Get rid of all of them. And there's going to be other decorations and such too. Or wait, let me counter. Shelf? Where's Mr. Crayfish when you need him? Calcite for win, normal calcite / limestone mix. Agreed, most likely. I am going to check Mr. Crayfish and see if there's any countertop blocks that I could use. Because always good to check every, all the options, you know? But I'm gonna be real, I don't feel like this is could be nice to mix in, honestly. Okay, I think this can definitely go in for running. And then... maybe some cabinets? Let's look specifically at the kitchen stuff. And let's see. Well, I guess I can do a Okay, yeah, how modern do I want to make this kitchen? That's the real question. Because, yeah, like, I don't think that storage cabinet is the play, one way or another. Potentially another kind of storage cabinet. Like one of these. Not the oak, to clarify, but potentially the oak, you know? I'll see about that when I get to it. Could be kind of fun to have a sink or some other kitchen things in here, but also, once again, I feel like the whole idea is kind of older fashioned, and I don't know. They don't really have like an old style of any of these things. These are all kind of modern. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go with the countering for now, and then I'll see from there. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Diorite bricks definitely are not it. I'm gonna grab the, limestone and the normal cut calcite, and I'm gonna do a little mix of them. I got 475 XP in the first 5 minutes, and I haven't gained a single XP since. Yeah, that's... XP is weird. Okay, yeah, I think I am gonna mix in the kitchen drawers with it. And let's see. I love how the recycle bin requires power to work. Like, I just find that really funny. Okay, I think I should have some, like, cutting boards and jars scattered around. And then... let's see, deadass, I kind of understood how XP worked, and then they just switched it up. Average company experience of having a good system and then switching it randomly for no reason. You ever notice that? Anytime a company has a good, like, a good menu for something, they just love switching it. Okay. Are there any other things that could be cool to have in here? Okay, so we're gonna have a toilet in the... toilet in the kitchen. Definitely a good idea. Could be good to have a lamp, but these ones require electricity, and I don't feel like having a generator just kind of sitting. Let's see. Also, is it just me, or why is the Minecraft music just, like, not playing? Like, it should be on. Okay, I think I'm gonna have drawers. Cut, calcite, stair. You know, I'd be pretty dang happy with that counter space right there. That's a good kitchen. All BRB, sounds good, yeet. I could do the limestone for maybe areas that are meant to be like a little dirtier. Or... Okay, limestone goes way better with the Mr. Crayfish ones, actually. I'm about to freaking turn on Do Not Disturb on my phone. Keep getting, some Instagram posts. And I keep just hearing the notification buzz. But yeah, I'm thinking kitchen kind of like this shouldn't be too shabby. There we go. Now the one question is, if I am to put some stairs up there to add some extra shape, do I want them to fit in with the kitchen or fit in with the walls, and it kind of like encloses the kitchen a bit? I kind of like this idea, frankly. Now that I look at it. I do think maybe like a little side table could be nice. I don't understand the point of this block. This wall-mounted table. Like, it's not wall-mounted. I mean, it is on one side, but it's just... Why? Let's see. Welcome back, Yeet. Your free day weekend has gotten a 1-day contract extension, so 2. Very nice. Congrats, even. Okay, we got a nice little setup here. Actually, I think I'm gonna put that there instead. Yeah. So yeah, I think something kind of like this, honestly, is pretty solid. I do need to figure something out for this wall. Ideally for this wall, but this one isn't as important. I can kind of just shape it, and it'll be fine. But especially this wall, and then I'm hoping once again that I can figure out some way to open up this area right here. I'm kind of thinking maybe there will be some specific items that you find in, like, the cabinets and stuff, and you make something. But I'm not sure yet. Let's go with some little flower pots. And... trying to think, like, what would kind of make sense, you know, and it's... Let's go with some plates. And let's see, what are some food options? Chicken, steak, bread. Bread slice. And then let's do one of them as a little cookie jar. Oh yeah, I forgot I could just have like a pizza. Just chilling. I can't place it, that's lame. Put it in a jar, but that's not really where I want my pizza. Let's get a plate. Put the bread on the plate. Then another plate. Or then let's have a cake somewhere. Once again, I'm trying to, like, give this room at least some life to it. Because, yeah, if I'm doing a kitchen, you know, I gotta do a kitchen. Can't just be some lame room with some gears going around, you know. This is the kitchen that matters most. Or the room that matters most is the kitchen. And then we can go ahead and have... Maybe I could do a little, specific ingredients type of thing. Sandwich. Okay, a grilled cheese. Or a cheese sandwich, you just have to combine some bread and cheese. Now, the big question is, what is the most interesting recipe that I can make that doesn't require power in Mr. Crayfish? Because, yeah, as I said, I want to have the Mr. Crayfish stuff, kind of. But I don't want to have the generator being needed for everything. Okay, let's see. We have... Okay, you need to bake that. But that's not too hard on its own. And then I feel like I could have ingredients for other things too. And you need to choose and figure out, like, what the right one is. Or maybe you have to make one of each. Something like that. Or you have to make all the ingredients on their own. I don't know. I feel like this room is not something that I really am coming up with A-tier ideas for, I'm gonna be honest. This is not gonna be the best room of the build. Let's see. What I find funny is, whenever the person's up here, B-tier ideas, exactly. Like, they're just... The ideas are alright, they just don't fit with the theme, and they're not difficult. Like, I don't know how to make this more challenging than it is, you know? I feel like there's a level of difficulty that I can attempt to reach, and this is about as much as it can be is just make the food and then throw it somewhere, and if it's the right food, then you get to go past. And I don't really like that. So, let's see. Maybe that'll be like a side project. Like, maybe there's gonna be gears and stuff in the cabinets, and you have to, fix things and make food. How do we feel about that idea? Personally, I'm a bit of a fan. Okay, yeah, I think the player is going to have to make a cheese sandwich, as well as a raw meat pizza, because vegetable pizza sounds terrible. Ain't no one in the entire world wants a pizza that has carrots, beetroots, and potatoes on it. That is not food for humans. Or at the very least, it shouldn't be. If someone offers me that as a meal, I'm denying it. I'm saying, I'd rather die than eat that. Okay, we need cooked chicken and pork. And then the cheese they're gonna have to make on their own. Same thing with the dough. And there's plenty of bread. There's cookies, because you gotta have those. Now I need the makings for the, I need the makings for cheese and I need the makings for dough, which both are pretty easy to just plop in here. Let's go with milk, water, salt, and then wheat flour. Let's get some cobwebs. I feel like that'll be kind of an alright addition in here. Maybe some rotten flesh. And yeah, there's gonna be some system where you need to throw down both those foods, and then maybe it'll give you the items needed to fix it, or maybe it'll start the machine. Like, there'll be a creative motor there, and you have to place gears here, and get it to the other end or something, to move on. I kinda like that idea. That's not a terrible idea, I don't think. Adds some difficulty, still fits the theme. I think that's a good way to go. Now, aside from that, I would point out that you need a crafting table, but you can do this in your inventory. So that's good. Now, the one thing I will also point out is, do you need a knife? No, you don't? Perfect. Let's get rotten flesh. Throw some of that in here, too. Some normal empty buckets. And real quick, let's get some bottles as well. And I think that's kind of a good little bit of world building, you know. Let's grab some more cobwebs, actually, and or, when I go back and decorate everything, I'll add cobwebs all around. Let's eat some of the cake. Chicken cake only getting eaten from a specific direction. Just unlocked Tourette's for a second there. Okay, and then... let's see. I'm really not quite sure how I want to go about getting the player to serve the food, in a way. Because once again, you're not going to be able to, Ooh, okay, wait, I have an idea. I have unlocked an idea. It's a rarity. Okay, so once you come in, you step on this pressure plate. The pistons move down here. They push stuff in front of here. You can't do anything anymore. Now, you wait. Once you, or once the player up here makes the food needed, they will have to, they will have some, like, button or something, and then they are still able to go, or to make this go up and down. Or at least only down. And you have to put the food on it to move on. So yeah. I worded that poorly, but basically you throw the food onto the elevator thing, and then you press some button or something on the other side of the room. It goes down. The player down below gets the food, throws it on a table or under the table or something, who knows. You finally gained XP, nice! Woot woot. And then both doors open. Ooh, okay, wait. Better idea. Instead of pressing a button across the room, you have to turn a cogwheel that's over here, and you have to make it get all the way over to where you need it. Because, yeah, I need it to be separated where you cannot go down with the food. Like, once again, most important thing, players have got to stay separated until they're ready to meet back up. That is necessary. Because otherwise, I fully believe that people would probably just, you know, end up missing an entire portion of the build. Which is not ideal, believe it or not. Okay, so this place looks pretty solid. Now to completely mess that up with gears and cogs. And by gears and cogs, I just mean cogs. Now, we're gonna get the cog crank again. And let's get some other kinds of gears going for this one. Gear. Let's get like the ring gear. The, industrial gear. Or no, that one doesn't really fit the look. 'Cause yeah, I want it to kind of... I want it to be a bit harder, you know? So like, for example, you can only move this in a very specific way. I don't like how it interacts with the light. That's kind of annoying. If I put a light there, say you put a torch, would it help? No. Well, that's lame. That's quite annoying, frankly. Let's do this. I'm gonna go with a large cog crank for this one. And then... Oops, ignore that. That's a classic. Let's grab a wrench. Okay, and then let's just get the shafts. We'll do a brass shaft. Or no, we'll do the normal andesite. And then, whenever this is turned, the rest of it should also turn with it. I'm gonna turn the music back down a bit, because now it finally decided to turn on. But yeah, what are we thinking of this? I think this is a pretty solid idea. And then yeah, I'm gonna try to put the exact number of cogwheels that are here to kind of guide the player into being able to fix it on their own. But once again, you could pretty easily just take this and put it like there and move it. Oh no. Okay, wait, it didn't move it. Good. Now we know it works, though. We know it works. Okay, so I think what I need to do is I break those 3, and then there's still enough, and I can kind of place some around decoratively. And I guess just tell whoever plays this, don't break blocks, unless if they break, like, when you do things to kind of account for that first room. And then I guess let's just put 1 cogwheel and then 2 large cogwheels in there. Ooh, I could try to make them work with the tiny cogwheel, but I don't feel like that would work great, because they could probably just place one, like, right there and then I don't know. But either way, that's what they gotta be looking for. And I think that that'll work pretty alright. One thing I could do... I don't think I should, but I could technically do some redstone here to make it so that once the pressure plate is stepped on, it can't be stepped on again. But once it's stepped on, it doesn't matter if it's stepped on again, is the thing. Okay, wait. Here's the big question, though, and I'm gonna toss some things right there. I'll toss that, and I'll toss that as well. Okay, wait. This is not gonna be a cog crank anymore. I have an idea. Here is the idea, okay? Are we ready? Are we ready to see an amazing idea? I don't think you are. Because this is an idea of all time right here. Okay, so we're going to do a casing, and then we're going to do a creative motor on this side, right? And the thing is that once you step on that, or... I kind of want it to be spinning so that you know it can spin, but I kind of also want that to be assumed. Okay. I'm going to put this back a block. There we go. And we're going to put a clutch, I think it is. And then let's grab a lever to test. I could watch the ponder, but Okay, that's exactly how I want it to work. Perfect. Now, similarly to the other design, we're gonna go ahead and, whatchamacallit. We're gonna do something very similar to the first room. Which means that I'm gonna power this somehow and then unpower it, so that the rotational force can go through whenever someone rings the dinner bell. Yo, Chess, finally, about time. Took you long enough. What have you been up to? But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set up another redstone link. And then we need to do the bell right there. And I think I'll put that right there. And I'll do some item frames on the little... Oh, I can't. That's mildly annoying. Okay, you just gotta throw it. The food might get a little dirty, but that's okay. Okay, so Chess, to fill you in on what's been happening, I changed the little tower area. It goes out now instead of going in. It's gonna look a lot nicer in the long run. And we've been working on the kitchen. So, I decided upon the idea of basically the person who's down here is going to have to wait until the person up there finishes their puzzle, but it's going to be a joint puzzle. I've been up to cookie clicker shenanigans, that's so fair. So basically, I made it so that once the person goes up to the kitchen area, pistons will push right here and make it so that the person down here can no longer impact the mechanism. I was so locked in I didn't see the ping for more than an hour, dang. You know, respect to that point. So basically, the person down in the dining room has to just wait. The person in the kitchen, however, comes up here. They see a whole working kitchen, they'll see some gears and stuff, a shaft going to the mechanism with the elevator, and the pressure plate that they step on to push the pistons and make sure that the person down below can't do anything. Now, once they're up here, they're going to have to cook some stuff. I'm not going to tell you exactly what, I'm not going to tell you exactly how, but they need to cook dinner, and then they need to fix the mechanism for the elevator. They need to look around and find the stuff needed. Here, I'm going to try to split this stuff up a little bit more. There we go. And then... Yo! Luminous, how's it going? How are you doing tonight? How have you been? Hello, escape room guy. You know? Not a bad title. Not a bad title at all. This is Peak. Thank you. But yeah, so then you're going to find the cog wheels and all that, and you're going to have to repair this. But this won't be spinning yet. When you click this bell, though, you're going to be doing the dinner bell, and then you're going to activate this. You should save Blazes the grinding floor 7 with viewers guy. That's a life that is behind me. For now. It's coming back, don't worry, it will come back. But for now, escape room. You should save this in like the structure block thing. I mean, I will probably share it as a world download in the server once it's fully done. But as I've said, I'm probably going to use this world for all of my escape rooms, ideally. So that world download could just keep progressing. That shit better never come back. I mean, Skyblock streams and content will come back eventually, but I think I've learned that the grind for that, and the kind of content that people actually will watch consistently, is not something that I enjoy making consistently anymore. Not in a bad way, but like, it is rough to grow with Skyblock content if you're not doing guides or if you're not insanely good at the game. Like, those are pretty much the two things. All people watch in Skyblock is money guides, exactly. Or farming guides or stuff like that. And I just am not quick enough with making videos to do that, really. Or with finding methods. But yeah. So anyway, Skyblock is an AI game. Haven't played it in a while. Exactly. But yeah. I need a redstone thing that will turn a toggle, or a button press into a toggle. Which should be one of these. I'm not sure which one. Powered toggle latch, is this? Redstone controllable levers, that sounds like what I'm looking for. Powered latch, what does this do? Ooh, that's useful. That's cool. Not what I'm looking for, though. I just hate that you gotta go out of your way to make money in... Yeah, that is fair. If you could do dungeons and make good money, I'd love the game. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, at this point, so many things just rely on other things that most people just don't want to do. And the better money-making methods are so specific. Like, you make basically nothing unless if you're farming, doing really high-level combat with Kudra or other stuff, or mining at a really high level. Otherwise, fishing doesn't even make too much anymore. If I got it with less than 5 billion ping mining. Also, 7 people watching. Welcome to the stream if you're new. Welcome back if you're not. Okay, let's get back onto track. Basically, what we're going to do, we're going to set up a redstone link right here. And let's just put a bell in both. And then we're going to set up some structural support right here. We're going to go ahead and do that. Do that. Bada bing, bada boom. And that should be exactly what I'm looking for. So basically you can... It'll start out by not turning. And then... let's see. Or fishing while eating peanuts and doing an Irish jig? What? What does that mean? But yeah. You ring the bell to get the system moving. What even are frogs? Well, there are these little green fellas who kind of jump around and they eat bugs. Don't clip that out of context. Clip what is the real question? Little green fellas that eat frogs? Or that eat bugs? Okay, I don't think I'm gonna do much with this wall, but this wall is decorated a bit. Everything else decorated. The puzzle is here. I just need some signs or a book or something that says how to do it. If I play Skyblock again, all I'm doing is farming pumpkins and dungeons. You make a great point. All I've been doing since trying Skyblock again was catching up with the fishing update. Because yeah, the amount of farming you have to do basically anything in the new update for that just completely makes me not care in the slightest. I don't care if it gives really good stuff. It seems like hell. What if you're too poor to warp to Garden or Dungeon Hub since Aura about to tax your ass? Nah, Aura's gone for now. Hopefully she'll be back. I'm a big fan of this system. Desk bells are the best bells, everyone knows that. Now the question is, do I want to have a, Do I want to have this covered up and have it be like just a structural beam? Or do I want to have it openly visible? I feel like having it openly visible helps the situation. You know? Blaze, honestly, if you move away from Skyblock, I will 100% support that. As I've said, I pretty much am. This is a general Minecraft channel of everyone's general gaming. At least as of right now, if I play Skyblock, it's to play it to try to enjoy it. And the hours of grinding is not enjoyable. What do you mean, chess? But yeah. What do y'all think? Should I keep the mechanical stuff there visible? Or cover it up? I don't think I should cover it up. I think... Dress to impress. Ah, yeah, we're not doing that. Now, dress to not impress, though. That's what we might need, frankly. Might need to fund that and then lock in on it. Okay, so yeah, this, as I said, aside from some form of instructions, this is pretty much done. I of course need the door to be working, but that's easy. And same thing for the door down here, that's easy too. Okay, let me get another item frame. And a book. And quill. Let's see if any of these decoration mods add an item that could be better than a item frame. Because yeah, there's so many options that I'm not seeing most of the time. But then, most of them aren't that great, you know? Let's see, though. Also, I would like to point out real quick, while I'm thinking about this option here, I really want to point out that at some point in this map, build, whatever you want to call it, these are just turrets that shoot potatoes. And I could 100% have a section where it's like a corridor that you have to run through while getting shot at by potatoes. And I love that, frankly. That's a great idea in my book. Cooked potatoes. It could be a baked potato. It could be a golden carrot. Could be a normal potato. You know, the options. There's quite a few of them. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I never see it because I don't really look at this mod that much, but you guys might remember that last stream I was trying to find out why the cog, or the crank cog in Gears and Kinetics didn't connect. Because I wanted it to be able to connect. This one does. This one has the shaft at the bottom. That's perfect. I don't really need that now, but it's still cool. Now... I could do a placard, but that wouldn't really work for what I'm wanting to do. Okay, yeah, I think an item frame is just gonna be the best way to go. Listening to Green Day again, amazing choice. I'm about to get the last buff in Cookie Clicker. Yo, very nice. You got this chest, I believe. Okay. Make dinner. Then ring the bell. Okay, there we go. Let's have it facing like that. You know, I would not be surprised if one of these mods lets you do that. Okay, that is perfect. I'm gonna do that instead. Or I feel like the people who might be playing this wouldn't end up understanding that they would have to break this. You know? Like, I feel like that wouldn't be obvious enough. Let's see, this is pain. Well, you got this either way. When I Come Around, amazing song. 10 out of 10. Wizard Tower BS last. I swear, every time I think of the concept of Wizard Tower, I still just think of Clans and Clash Royale. Okay, I might put some of the books around just as, like, extra decoration, but I'll still have the item frame in case if they don't get it. Because, yeah, I think that's an alright idea, you know? Ooh, you can shift-click it, that's good. That's cool. But yeah, make dinner, place it on the elevator, and ring the bell. Bell's on the complete opposite end of the room. You place it on the elevator, ring the bell, and once it's working, the question is, will the elevator go up or down? Me and Blaze do a ranking of Green Day songs video. Tier list, not clickbait, OMG, watch till the end. Cops Called, Gone Wrong. Amazing video idea, frankly. Then I need to line up a 22-hour cycle. Interesting. Yeah, I think you got this, Chess. I believe. Okay, let me grab the materials that I need to fix this. And let's see. Okay, it goes down. That is good. That is not bad. Yo, Phantom in chat, how are you doing tonight? Welcome to the stream. Every attempt equals roughly 7 hours of sitting there praying to get lucky cheese. Yeah, that is insanely impressive, honestly. Okay, so yeah, once that's done, next up the person is going to need to put the food somewhere. Second floor? Yeah! To fill you in on what's been going on, we're working on the next floor, obviously. And we have basically a system here that makes it so that as soon as you step foot off the elevator, the person down here, or the blocks down here, will be pushed in front of this, so the person down here can no longer interact with the elevator at all. So basically, once you're up there, you're stuck up there. There's no way out at that point. My first and only ever time doing this, I got so incredibly nervous. I was shaking for over a day after I executed the final steps. That is amazing. You got this, Chess. Once again. But yeah, so basically, that way, as I said, you're just kind of locked up in the second floor, and the person who's down here is locked down here. And then I'm gonna have to, set up doors and all that. Now, I will say the only thing I'm thinking is there is the possibility that the player can click and then run over and step down with it, but I really don't feel like that'll be happening. I can test it again and see if it's possible, but I really don't think it's possible. And I don't feel like having to reset everything. Also, 7 people watching, welcome to the stream if you're new, welcome back if you're not. We're now on to the fun part, the door building part. Actually, not quite yet. We're almost at the door building part. However, I need to build something that works with the lore, where you have to, whatchamacallit. I need to build something where you put the food that gets sent down to you when you're on the bottom floor. Now, my best idea is maybe a trash can of some form. And the biggest question is how I would go about doing that. Because, yeah, I could do the recycle bin. Also 7 people. Exactly, Phantom. You're learning. You're figuring it out. But yeah, I think I might have to just go in a simple way. Wait. Let's go with a chute. That looks kind of like a trash can. And then I guess I'll just have a sign. I don't really want to have a sign here, but I think that's the best option. Let's go with birch and make it a hanging sign. Chain. Okay, I can't even... Not even for world building can I say to throw away leftover food. I'll either stay at 5th or move up to 3rd. I agree with Yeet. I hope you somehow get up to 1st place. I believe. Okay, do we think... What the... How did this happen? How in the world? I'm mighty confused. But yeah. Do we think that this is a viable wording choice to convey that they need to throw away the food that the person gives them? Yeah, I'm trying to think. I want it to seem like... I want it to seem kind of normal of a thing to put. Put in, throw away your stinking food, peasant. What about just rotten food? But the only issue there is that there's a lot of rotten flesh up here, so maybe the person who comes up here will get confused and just put all the rotten flesh there. Even though it says to make dinner. Okay, what'll... That's good. that's good too, with food though on the plates. Yeah. Okay, yeah, rotten food isn't the wording that I want to go with. How about that? Throw away food from the kitchen, it's expired. I feel like that works, honestly. I will switch this over to actual food since it doesn't, or at least some actual food. There we go. LOL true. Yeah, because, like, at the end of the day, this is still going to be an escape room, so it kind of makes sense for it not to be fully house-like. Because, yeah, my first thought was having something that made sense for being in a house, but this place isn't a real-life house, you know? There isn't going to be a live, laugh, love up against the wall, you know? Ah, yes, the clankers need their food. Exactly. But no, that kind of is there to remind people that they might need the wrench at some point. Because for this one, you do need to... Or you're supposed to kind of trick the people playing that they might need to use the wrench and break the cogwheels here, so that they can get this rotation up to that area. But yeah, I also like that idea. The clankers do need their food, you know? Okay, so then we're going to go with a hopper. And we're going to go ahead and put that there. Now, is there any stuff with Create that can help me to make an item sorter? I think there might be, but I feel like with redstone might still be easier, honestly. Because, yeah, I think... Or no, who am I kidding? I don't want to have tons and tons of hoppers and repeaters and comparators and all that all over the place. I know exactly what to do. I have perfect idea. Not perfect idea, but still, good enough idea. Let's see. Why am I low-key stupid? Can't remember basic. What are you forgetting? Okay, so there it is. Honestly, / wand. Let's go like right there. And like right there. Wait, / undo. Did I get rid of something important there? No, I didn't. Had to make sure, you know. At least you ain't failing the subject you speak. That's a good point. That, as of what we know, at least. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna get a vault. And we're gonna get brass funnels, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and... I'm gonna break that real quick. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that... There we go. Put that there. And I'm gonna do this. Let's go down to items, or no, food. And we need a cheese sandwich and a raw meat pizza. Chess is competitive in Cookie Clicker. Yeah. Immensely accurate. Literally gonna be the #1 Cookie Clicker player. Okay, I'm gonna have to switch the book, but I have ideas now. But, as for the redstone, it should be immensely easy. I need redstone torches, actual redstone dust, probably. I need some sort of a block. I guess I'll go with dark oak. And let's go with a depot. Or can a depot be read by a comparator? Yes, it can. Good. That is absolute perfection. Okay, so then, say for example, both of these go on, that goes off. That is exactly as it should be. And then this will, I think, have a... Here, let's go ahead and just have all the redstone on dark oak so it's easier to keep track of. And then we'll have a redstone torch on here. Bada bing, bada boom. We'll have the redstone link right there. And that should be everything set. That's a really easy item specifier. I was doing redstone earlier. Nice. What kind of redstone were you doing? Had to do a double piston extender. Those are always fun. What'd you have to do it for? Like, what was the build as a whole? But yeah, I need to get rid of those books. And I need a new book. You guys pro tip. What's it gonna be? Book. If you get an ad, just refresh. No, you gotta watch the ad, man. You need to. Staircase that opens from the ground. Those are always fun. Those are honestly some of the best redstone things to make. Do you get money? Very rarely. Cause yeah, you need to hit like a threshold on YouTube, and since I don't post on this channel too much, it takes a while to get to that threshold. But yeah, technically I do get a little money, based on how many people watch ads. Joke's on Blaze, I use an ad blocker. No! It's a tragedy. Pro tip for survival, make 3 block high pillars to not get lost. An amazing tip. Also, 7 people watching, welcome to the stream if you're new, welcome back if you're not. Ooh. Okay. I need... Yeah, you gotta hit a threshold, was gonna say that. Yeah. But Hopefully the escape room videos will help with that. Okay. Pro tip, don't die. That's an amazing tip, honestly. Let's see. I just realized, is it actually... It is. That's a wild name. When I hear threshold, I think threshold switches as you should. Oh, now I'm thinking of that. Okay, let's see. Alright, wait. Ideally, the people who are playing this will be in either a VC or at least talking in game chat. So Cheese, is that a cheese reference? Everything's a cheese reference. Everything circles back to cheese. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, that way it says what they have to make, because I forgot to put that in the original. And hopefully they'll still make it even if they see the sign saying it's expired. I feel like if you're playing an escape room, you gotta follow along and just, you know, you gotta assume at that point, if it says something about food from the kitchen, maybe you should be, you know, sending food down from the kitchen. If they can't figure that out, then we got bigger issues on our hands at that point. But everything should be set now. That should be the redstone of it done, effectively. Only thing left is to make the doors. And for that, let's see. This is right above the first room, so I don't have a ton of room. But I have enough. I think. Let's do a little bit of that up there. Let's see, is it better like that? I think so. Either way, I don't care if it's better or worse. I need the extra room right here, I think. Okay, so the door itself will go right here. And I think that I'll make it just as simple as a mechanical bearing. Or wait, let me go to create. Mechanical bearing, creative motor, clutch. Let's get some glue. I don't think I'll need honey glue for this. This is pretty simple. Or actually, wait, I don't need a clutch. I need the, my goat, the sequence gear shift. Wait, let's see. Haha, finally, every single buff in the game. Yo, GG Chess, you've done it. You've done it. That's amazing. I'm proud. Okay, sequenced gear shift. Now, creative motor is turning it that way. So let me go ahead and reverse that actually. And I want it to turn by, yeah, 90 degrees. And then end. Or I feel like a wait new redstone pulse might be better, just to kind of add some redundancy. Input speed reversed. Ooh, double speed reversed might be better. So it kind of like slams behind you. I'll send a screenshot in the server. I can't wait to see that. But yeah, that should pretty much be good for this area. And then for the most part, I could do a little something different for this door. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna reverse this again. And we're gonna do the same exact thing. Wait, new redstone pulse. Turn by angle. Ideally, I want it to never move again, because this is gonna be the floor, pretty much. But we'll do it anyway. And then I guess I'll just do this. Yeah, that's easy enough. And then I just need to decide what I want in the redstone link. What did I do for the other one? This one was the piston. Okay, wait, I think maybe this one I'll do mechanical bearing and the pizza. Okay, that should work without messing anything up. And then I just need to go over here. Gotta go, my battery ain't high. Fair enough, sounds good. Have a great rest of your day or night, Luminous, and thank you so much for joining. I just realized, is the poll still going? Or did that end? 7 people watching, welcome to the stream if you're new. Dang, everyone's choosing right for the poll. It's a good thing, everyone's correct. Okay, now, I just need to go ahead and plop that on. Boom, boom, boom. And now is the concerning part. The part where I have to find out if this will work or not. So, we're gonna grab a cheese sandwich. And are y'all ready? Let's see. I'm almost kind of concerned, or worried, because if this doesn't work, it's going to be very upsetting. But yeah, if I throw a cheese sandwich in here, as well as a raw meat pizza, it should work. That was a terrible throw. Something... Okay, this worked. The door down there didn't. What happened? What happened here? It sounded like it tried to move. Did I don't... Oh, I'm stupid. I didn't glue it. Okay. Let's take these back. That means it's not broken, though. I just am a bit dumb. Which is, you know, that part I can't deal with, but that part's a lot easier to deal with than this. Okay. Take 2. Trying it again. I'm glad I added the redundancy so that you could do it again. Are y'all ready? Oh yeah! Opens up that door, and it still should open up this one. Okay, that works perfectly. I almost just gotta, like, sit with that for a minute, because this singular puzzle took so much time, but it's so worth it now. This is so interactive. I love it. I think this might be my new favorite puzzle out of this, world. I will say, I think I'm kind of tempted to just add a system where I can power it manually. I don't think I'm gonna, but it would be kind of nice. Okay, doors are closed again. Let's, to be fair, I probably should have kept them open for now, but I'll just place that and we'll pretend. Okay. Now to make a staircase, or I could do an elevator going up to the next floor. I think like a rickety, kind of broken down staircase might be the play. And then from there, I think I'm gonna go ahead and figure something out for this area. Because, yeah, the whole goal for this area is that this needs to be cramped. It needs to be... You're stuck in a part of a building that you shouldn't be in. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Okay, first off, I'm going to bring this wall up to the same level as all the other ones. Just because it'll bother me if I don't. And then... let's see. 12 cookies, GG. Okay, I think maybe I'll put this, like, behind some glass and you see something in here that looks run down or something. I don't actually know. Ooh. I have an idea. I have an idea. I kind of want to have a system at some point where you're walking on something that's spinning slowly like this. I feel like that'd be kind of fun. But here's the idea. Basically, you're gonna look, and there's gonna be glass right here. Let's go with maybe brown glass. That should fit in the best. Not to advertise, but have y'all seen my cookie clicker video? I don't think I have. I gotta check that in a little bit. Or after the stream, most likely. But yeah, I think... here's the idea. So from here, obviously, you're gonna have to keep going. You can't just stop in the middle of the walls. That's not really a place that's very, very positive of a place to be in. But you're gonna come to the end here and you're gonna see, oh, there's some mechanics going on there, but then there's gonna be a ladder going down. And you're gonna have to figure out how to get past the glass without breaking it. And I'm thinking either option A, gold cookie, very nice. Option A, I set this up like a maze. I have a way that you can go right here. Or probably right here more so. This place is getting quite cramped, which to be fair is my entire goal once again. But yeah, I think that either I can have it where you step on a pressure plate that sends something down here, so it's like a ramp and you can get up, and then you have to parkour around and then jump up here. Which honestly, I feel like that's pretty fitting for this area. That seems like it would be a good play. I kind of like the idea of having a maze that goes around a bit, but I don't think that's the way that I want to do this. What do y'all think of that idea? You walk in, step on a pressure plate, and the roof just pretty much falls on you, and you have to walk up it. For a second. Very nice. Congrats. Okay, let's go sequenced gear shift. Another creative motor. That sounds cool, thank you. And then I'm thinking... we're going to reverse the direction that that's going in. We're going to make it go a lot faster. Let's start with 64 RPM and see how it looks. And we're gonna have it go down... How many degrees do we think that seems like? Maybe like a 45-degree angle? And then end. Okay. Now, I think maybe we'll set up a dark oak pressure plate right here. I'll set a casing just to remind myself. Alright, I think I'm gonna sleep. Sounds good, Chess. Have a great night. Thank you so much for joining. And congrats again on, getting that last buff. That is very impressive. Okay, so... I think we need a solid delay. Now the question is, does Create have anything for a delay? What does the pulse timer do? That definitely doesn't do what I would need, that's for sure. Okay. What about the... Do any of these Create add-ons add anything I might need? Right-click a redstone input. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool little detail. Doesn't really help me, but it's cool. Yeah, I don't think any of these add-ons will add anything that I really would need and benefit from too much in this specific thing that I'm trying to do. Which is okay. Nothing bad about that. In that case, though, I'm gonna grab a redstone link. I already have one, and I'm gonna grab some normal redstone. Gonna get a redstone torch, a little redstone dust, and I'm gonna swap out redstone dust for a bit of a bit of a dark oak. W, it's cool. Thank you. Okay, yeah. I want to give the person time to run across, but not time to get trapped. Which means I should probably have it set so that it can be redone if the person is trapped. Because that'd be a kind of sucky way for it to be going. You just get trapped where you're never even supposed to get trapped. Wait, new redstone poles, turn by angle. Input speed reversed. Okay, that should make it a little more fair. So then that way, if it lands like right here, you can always just step back on it, open it after a couple seconds, and then run through. Because yeah, it's not a perfect idea, but you gotta be prepared for people to, you know, not know what to do in a escape room. Which, you know, is a place that people don't tend to know what to do, so that wouldn't be too surprising. Let's get some redstone. Or, that's like almost a second and a half. Or like a second and a quarter, I should say. I'm gonna give it a bit more, yeah. let's go... Okay, let's go with mechanical bearing and then slope. One of these. I feel like that represents it pretty well, you know? And then, yeah, that should give the person... each redstone tick is a 1/10 of a second, so that's... It's like almost 4 seconds. That should be plenty for them to go through. Almost even too much. Okay, now, as always, we have to check and test it, which is the most concerning part. Ooh, my phone has died. I am gonna be right back super quick and put it on the charger, and then I will go ahead and test this. Okay, I'm back. Now, how do we test this? I need a pressure plate. I'm gonna go with a normal oak pressure plate just so I can see easier where it is so I know when I'm testing it. Oh. What happened there? That's not... Oh, the pulse wasn't for long enough. Okay, I might have to do basically the same thing again then, in that case. Let's see. Okay. So, that is a pretty simple fix. I have to just go ahead and control. Let's get some dark oak. Put that there. Receiving. And the powered toggle latch. And then that should mean that no matter what, let me go ahead and... Wait a second. That's not where it's supposed to be. Okay, let me fix that before it breaks everything. That's actually genuinely concerning, because that could have broken a lot of things. Now I'm almost tempted to switch the settings for this. Only place when anchor destroyed. Okay. I need to do that anyway. Okay, I don't think this was even needed. I just forgot to do that. Okay, let's try it again. Everything's set. I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna go ahead and place a trapdoor there. I'm gonna pretend, okay, this door just opened. Let's go in here, And I'm just gonna walk at a normal speed. And I look. That's a little slow, and not enough of an angle. Okay, I can work with that though. Can definitely work with that. Why'd it go up so quick? That looked so stupid. Let me check something super quick and then we'll keep going. That's cool. Thank you. I agree. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna put that back. And now I need to go ahead and go into here. I'm going to do input speed, or double speed forwards. Can next stream's poll be left or right? Very political. You know? Maybe. If we remember the idea, sure. Okay. Now, I need to make this, let's go like 55 angle, or 55 degrees. See how that works. Because yeah, the idea basically, lore-wise, is that it's like falling in, and like, basically the roof of this part of the building is dying. Or, not dying, but breaking. So, let's see if this still works, or if it works any better now. So you go, you look over here, and you see that fell down. And you can get up. I think I would like for it to be a bit more of an angle. Still. Or maybe just longer. I think longer would be best. That's the way to go. Why is it always me who gets the most XP? That's a good question. How's the XP looking right now? Yeah, it's not even close, dang. Oh, there it goes. I don't know why it goes back up so quickly. It's so funny. Why is it? There it goes. Why am I lagging? Oh! It's not near initial angle. There we go. Now it should be maybe placed? Okay. We're just gonna do that and hope for the best. Bro, one stream I had like 2k. On track for back-to-back 1k XP streams. Yeah, because I've still got a bit until the stream would have to end. You're stealing my FPS. Exactly. You robbed me. How could you do this, Phantom? Okay, now it should work. Hopefully. Actually, instead of going it like that, I'm just gonna do one big glue. And this should, by all means, be perfect. Let's see, and it stopped giving me XP at 8:25. Okay. We've still got enough time to go over here. We're looking around. Maybe I'll have a light over here to draw some attention, and then use this. I still want it to go a bit faster, but my bad, I just needed to play just to impress. But this is perfect now. The angle, the length, perfect. Then, you're gonna have to jump over here. It's gonna be a bit of a hard parkour jump, which actually adds to the experience, frankly. I think I might try to cover up some of this area. Let's see. Dress to Impress gonna become a new meme. Exactly. But yeah, that's perfect. I think that it needs to be faster, though, as I said. I kind of want it to just be, like, as fast as it can go. Because, yeah, I feel like it's not going that fast down. Okay, it goes down fast, it just kind of stutters at the end. But I do think I'm gonna make it go faster, though. Let's go and just completely double the speed. It'll be going as fast as it possibly can on the down, and we're gonna see how fast that is. Okay, I think that's perfect, honestly. That looks like exactly what I want it to look like. And it goes up basically instantly. I don't know why it does it like that, but here we are. For now, I'm gonna do the same thing as I did in that other area. I'm just gonna do that, and that's gonna be like a reminder that there is a pressure plate there. I'll make it the dark oak one now. There we go. Now, here's the fun part. So basically, you're gonna come in here, and hopefully, once everything's done, this specific area is not gonna be giving as much light. Just hit up Biscuit for players, or pictures of Blaze playing Dress to Impress. Nah, those don't exist. But yeah, so I'm not done testing it yet. I shouldn't have placed all that yet, but basically, what's gonna happen is you're gonna look over here, you're gonna see, okay, there's gonna be a ladder right there going down, and you obviously can't reach it, so you look back after hearing some stuff moving around. Leak the Blaze files, no. And you're gonna see that that has fallen. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it fall again. Yeah, I don't know why it stutters like that at the end, but I like it. It's perfect. And then, yes, that has collision, obviously. And then this is what the area that leads you to is gonna look like. So let's bring this up to the same area as everything else. I'm cooking, I'm at 337 a second. Yo! Very nice. You got this. Okay, I think this is the one area so far that will have an actual roof right now. And I don't think it'll have any light other than this. At least not yet. Maybe one redstone torch. And that's at most, you know. I think that's a pretty nice balance, actually. And then let's go ladder. I don't think a normal ladder is quite the play, but I'm gonna grab it anyway, and we're gonna see. And then I'll grab a copycat ladder. Actually, I don't think the copycat ladder's for play either. 900 XP, by the way, I'm so goated. Almost triple second place, that's amazing. People just gotta talk more, you know? Okay, so yeah. Here's where I'm gonna want y'all's opinions, you know. Also, I just realized after the first floor, or the first room is beaten, these won't be moving anymore, so they'll look a lot less cool. That's kind of upsetting. Maybe I could just, like, still have them move. But no, so obviously we've got the normal ladder. That would look like that. Not terrible, but not great. We've got the iron ladder. Not a fan. Andesite, darker gray, industrial iron. I think it might be perfect. The brass ladder might also be okay, but I feel like it might be a little bit much. What do y'all think? Industrial iron ladder or brass ladder? Here, I'll place them next to each other. Two gold, iron. Okay, good choice. I think it also works for where this ladder is going to be going to as well. Because once again, this ladder is going down to effectively a dungeon-like basement as of now. Which, you know, is not the greatest sign for the people going down there. But yeah, so I'll probably work on that next time. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and reset the roof thing. Now that that's done. Let's get rid of some stuff. Pressure plate. Okay. Now, one more big question is, what does this look like when it is completely closed off? Okay, it's dark in here. That is exactly what I want. I'm gonna do some decorating in here, and then I'm gonna work on the staircase up in the higher area near the kitchen. Yo, another golden cookie. Very nice. Let's see. What kind of heads do they have? Okay, let's get a spider head. Maybe a player head and maybe a skeleton skull. Or no, wither skeleton skull and a normal. And I'm probably not going to use these, but I'm trying to do the design, you know? Okay, and then once you get through here, I'll have a bit more of that there. W decorations, thank you so much. And then let's add some more cobwebs, just kind of like around. And then I'll add some more decorations there whenever I do the rest of that. I don't feel like testing that going up and down again. But yeah, I think this area should be done for now. Now the main thing to do is a staircase up here. 300 a second to 1.3K. Very nice. Well done. Okay, I think my idea for how I want to do the staircase here is pretty similar, honestly. Or wait, actually I can decorate up here anyway, but I'll still wait until I do the rest of that area. Let's see. Okay, this part won't really be a, like a puzzle room on its own. This is kind of just a going up room. 75 XP from 1K. Okay, so I got some bad news for you, Yeet. No, I'm just kidding. Stream is not ending yet. I am trying to figure out, though, if I want to do, like how I want to do the staircase. Let's get some... Let's look at stairs. Anyways, Blaze, whatever stuff will you stream in the near future? Well, I still am intending on streaming some more Rivals and some more, Battlefront, stuff like that. I'm trying to think of anything else that I want to stream. I'm not against streaming some Trailmakers. I know I have a fair amount of videos of that on my other channel. Haven't really been too into that game as of late. But yeah, definitely more Marvel Rivals. Obviously, I mean, I did a stream of that earlier today. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely gonna be more, I just can't think of any right now. Maybe Elden Ring or GTA. Twisted, that's definitely an idea. Definitely an idea. What do we think for the stairs for the attic, by the way? Do we think some of these catwalk stairs where it's kind of like this? We thinking bricks? I think brick stairs could be beneficial because they all have the mossy variants and it could be kind of nice. But I don't know how brick stairs would look. Because yeah, I kind of want to have it going like... like this kind of a design. Ideally with it looking a lot more grim, you know? Blackstone stairs, call me crazy. You know? Good work. Stairs. Let's see, let's try polished blackstone, blackstone tile, and bricks. I'm also gonna try this fine wood. As well as... I'm gonna try the ash brick stairs. These are pretty nice. Because if any of the bricks can work, then it shows that the general look of brick-based blocks could work too. Ooh, that looks good. Thank you. But yeah, this is the shape that I want. And then with this shape I can add more, like, ruined aspects. I do think I'm gonna reverse it, though, actually. Since you come in right here, I think I'm gonna have, like, a view of where you go. And I'll do like this. But yeah. I'm not gonna lie, the ash bricks are pretty alright. I don't feel like a gray works for what I want to do here, because as I said, I want it to be kind of like ruined. And I think the only way to do that either is with wood, and I can have some like missing pieces, like the wood has been kind of rotten and broken down over time. Or I want it to be brick and have it be like mossy and all that, as I said. The fine wood isn't too shabby. That's not bad. It's not great. I don't really like the exact shade, but it's not bad. It's the current winter, I think, is the best way I could explain it. But yeah, to kind of like explain my point, with why I would prefer it to be wood than just plain bricks, I'd use polished blackstone. Yeah, I'll check that one next. But yeah, to explain kind of what I mean, I want to be able to have, like, just broken down chunks, you know, if I do a wood-based design. Because, yeah, it's got to look kind of run down. The ash brick is definitely not it. Andesite catwalk stairs are kind of nice, but definitely not it. Polished blackstone. I do kind of like it. I don't think it works for what I want with the, like, worn down aspect, though. But it is nice. I also just realized this might get in the way, but I could do something about that. I'll get to that when I get to it instead of working on it now, but it wouldn't be too hard to just flip this on its side and then add a gearbox over the mechanical bearing. Ain't there cracked blackstone or something? Let me... Blackstone... Not for the stairs at the very least. Ooh, okay, wait. Let's try with this. See, I like that. I do kind of like that. You can use that with regular stairs, that would be good. Ooh, that even kind of lines up almost. I'm not against this combo if I use it right. Okay, I'm gonna keep this here as a little block palette. What was I gonna say? But yeah, there's also the normal bricks, but I think these bricks are too big for if I want to go with these. Let's see the rest of the dusk bricks. Because, yeah, that way there still could be the mossiness, there still could be different shapes for the bricks and stuff. I think that honestly might be the play. Now the big question is, do I want to do mostly the dust bricks or mostly the blackstone? I think the darker stairs fit well with the contrast. Agreed! As I said last time, contrast is super powerful. Dang, you missed 1k XP, that's so sad. Now you just gotta go for 1.5. I don't know if there will be time before the stream has to end, but you gotta try. But to use it right, it has to be used sparingly. Exactly. Now, the question is, I'm gonna get rid of the things that I'm not gonna use. I'm gonna grab some other examples for the dusk bricks. Okay, so I don't like the corner ones, that's for sure. Okay, I do think the cracked and the long bricks are the way to go. You never know. Exactly. If you talk enough, it might happen. Yeah, I don't like the short bricks. They work alright with the blackstone tiles, but still not it. Okay, yeah, I'm getting rid of the long bricks. And there is our color combos. It's 9 degrees right now, so cold. Yeah, that is pretty cold. It's gonna be near 100 for me soon. Fahrenheit, not Celsius, to clarify. But yeah, I think the biggest question now is, do I want to use primarily this and then pepper in the blackstone? Or I could use like a stripe pattern. I'm not against that, actually. Blackstone towards the wall and then dusk bricks on the inside. I kinda like that. 100 Celsius, it's just the temperature of an oven. You just instantly die. Not instantly, obviously, but it's a joke. But yeah, I'm genuinely not sure. Does this look good or terrible? I could also, in theory, do a little of this action. I kind of like that. That's pretty nice. Looks good? Thank you. Okay. Blackstone tile. There we go. Now, how does this look? Okay, yeah, I don't think it works for what I was originally thinking of, with the, like, stairs falling down and stuff. It can still work, but it doesn't feel like rickety wood if it's made of bricks. But that's okay. Ideas can change, you know? Now the question is, do I want this to stay here, or do I want it to go one block higher? On, like, every way, because I could also do this and start it closer to the wall. Make it a little more cramped in here. And then that will help me to get over this creative motor so that I don't have to worry about it as much, or building around it as much. I'm gonna try it. Okay, yeah, so I could do that. That way I get completely over the creative motor and all that. And since this will be in the roof, like, it's okay to have some extra height going, you know? Yeah, I think I like this. It also kind of adds to the, like, spooky idea. Not that this is 100% supposed to look spooky, but you know what I mean. It's part of the intent. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and switch some of these around. Let's see. I'm gonna leave and give someone else a chance for first place. Have a great rest of your day or night, yeet. Thank you so much for joining, and hope to see you again next time I stream. But yeah, I'll probably finish this specific part of the build, and then I'll end the stream there anyway, so that's perfect timing. Okay, so then whenever I do the roof, probably next time, acting like I don't come to every stream, you make a good point, but still, can never become complacent and just expect it, you know? But yeah, probably gonna start on the roof next time I stream. I just am really not looking forward to it because it's gonna be a big project. But for right now, I need to kind of clutter this area a bit. Which means I'm going to cover this area first, I think. I will break the majority of this. Or here, I'm gonna place just oak planks for anything that I'm gonna break in the near future. I just need the darkness to know what I'm doing, you know? I just realized I could also just make it nighttime, but that's too easy. Okay, nice and dark in here. Some light's shining through, but it'll be okay. Now, first things first, I need wall. I need wall. Okay, dusk bricks, wall, I think is all I'm gonna use, just right here. And then maybe I'll have some, like, barrels in this corner. Let's see, functional blocks, maybe a crafting table. Note block. Maybe some scaffolding around. Flower pot. Because, yeah, I'm thinking I want this place, once again, it's a ladder, or a staircase to the attic. Like, it's gotta look old, you know? Maybe there will be a random wind chime in this room, who knows? I could put some presents. It's not a terrible idea. And what does this look like? Oh, you can walk through it, that's cool. Okay, so when you come in, this is going to be looking right at you. I like that. That's good. Let's go ahead and put that there. Toss one of those there. Another scaffolding. Little statue. Or no, we'll put an armor stand there. And let's get some leather armor. And then how does it look if I just put, you know, a Herobrine head would look pretty cool there. Hate to say it, but it would. Okay, we got a nice little, like, web action here. I like that. Honestly, I might as well just bring it all the way up. I'll decorate it more once again, but need one big spider to get that big of a web. Or just a really dedicated spider, honestly. And then, yeah, as of now, I'm thinking maybe just no, what was I saying? Maybe just, like, no lights in here for the most part. I don't think there's any head that I could really put there that would look scary, you know? And I'm trying to think of something I could do for that. Because I want it to, like, I want the person to open the door and think, oh, when they see it, you know? I could put a shulker shell, but that doesn't really look like much of anything. I could put a diving helmet, but that also isn't that cool. That's kind of creepy. Especially, like, in the dark. Copper diving helmet, also kind of creepy, but not that bad. Aviator goggles aren't concerning in the slightest. Okay, yeah. I think I'm gonna leave that, or maybe Enderman. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go head. Let's go Enderman. Let's get Spider. Let's grab Steve. And I'm gonna let you decide, Phantom. I also do kind of want to set up something where this closes this door on you. So once you're in here, you're kind of stuck in here. That'd be nice, but it would be a lot more redstone, and there's not really room beneath this to do that. So I don't think that's really realistic. Potentially I could set up a system that would close both of the doors after a couple seconds. And I think that might end up being a viable idea. The only issue is if people don't go in time. But obviously that's an issue for anything, and at that point, it's on them. But yeah, option one, we got Steve just chilling there. Got the spider, always a solid option. I like that the spider's eyes glow. That's a nice detail for this. Enderman. I do quite like the Enderman, I must admit. That's a good idea, I'd say. Thank you, I'm glad you agree. Diving helmet doesn't glow, but it kind of Looks a little eerie. And then cardboard helmet. I like that the cardboard helmet doesn't glow, but it's just the big eye holes just kind of looking at you. Because bear in mind, or to clarify, I'm mostly saying bear in mind to myself at this point, but this isn't supposed to be like a horror build. It's more so to be kind of like a... Yeah, it looks lifeless. Exactly. It's more so just to have the person kind of like on edge a little bit, but not fully scared or anything. Okay, yeah, I think, especially since the light will kind of be going through, that probably looks more concerning than the spider, for sure. Yeah. Okay, I like it. And then, once again, the last thing I'm gonna do, and then I'll go ahead and end the stream, I'm going to go ahead and do... I'm gonna do something so that once this gets powered, this gets unpowered. After a few seconds, it will, whatchamacallit, it'll power this. And then maybe I just set something up where there's a bunch of repeaters. I think that's probably my best bet. I could even set it up here and just circle it around. Ooh, I don't want it going there, that's for sure. That is for sure. Okay, I can probably get away with doing that. The only thing is, the torch will still be on. I could set something up so that maybe it just also breaks the torch a bit earlier. Because all of them should be set still for, basically a toggle. So if the torch goes off, that doesn't really change much of anything. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna set up redstone. Repeater. Piston. This would mean that it would be a lot less toggleable if I was to just have a piston that breaks the torch. I could do that with create and make it replace the torch if needed, but that still is not quite what I would like to do, ideally. Okay, let me grab the redstone link, and I'm gonna actually go ahead and break this real quick. And here's what I'm gonna do instead. Okay, first, I'm thinking. I don't really know a way that I could do this without breaking... Okay, wait, no. Would it hurt anything if it goes forward a block? Nope. Okay. So, here's the system that I'm thinking. Items will go in here, power the comparators, turn off this, whatever it's called, gate, and then this torch goes on. This torch will power this block, which will power the redstone right here. In turn, that'll power the redstone link. But it'll also power this. Now this will then also power... Here, wait, I'm gonna switch this to a transparent block. Let's go for the classic smooth stone slab. Always a good choice. Put the repeater. Full ticks. Put that there. There we go. Let him cook, let him cook. Exactly. I'm not great. I'm no mumbo jumbo, but I can do quite a bit of redstone in this. Okay, so then... Okay, so yeah. Powers that. And then after a little bit... Okay, wait. It just basically did the work for me. This is perfect, actually. I didn't even realize I still was going to have it power the redstone link again. No, I just have it redo the piston. Right? Yeah. Okay, that should still work. That should still work. Okay, so this is the one that does the piston in the first place. Which means that if all goes well, I could put those there. Just gonna get rid of that at that point. Do that, do that, do that. And this way, we should have, let's see. I've done too much redstone and create. My brain doesn't want to do the math. But we've got... Okay. First things first. Unless if I'm misunderstanding, I'm gonna do a whole playback of how this should work before I test it. Things go in here. This goes off. Redstone torch goes on. Powers this. Which powers the redstone right there. Which will in turn, should at least, power the redstone link. I don't know if redstone links can be soft powered by redstone dust, but we're gonna see. And then we'll also power this, which should power this, and power both of these. Then, after a couple seconds, the original, you can barely make a 1x2 door contraption. To be fair, some piston things are harder than this. This is just timings, pretty much. Okay, so there's no need, really, for me to have any delay here. Like, a bit of delay is alright, but there's not much need for any delay down there. So then, power should go here, power this, which should go up, and I kind of want to switch this system around a bit. I don't really want to, but I think I should. Okay, that saves me a couple milliseconds. If I had a bit more room, I could make this a little more of a delay. But yeah, basically, this should power vet, powers vet, goes up, powers this, powers the piston. Then the signal is gone. Power is gone. But the power that's already in these repeaters will keep going. So, while the power is no longer powering the redstone link, the power is going to go boom, 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 boom around here, and then power it again, putting the piston back. Or no. Wait. Yes, that should still work. There's so many possibilities here, and only one way to test it. And that's by testing it. Okay, let me get cheese sandwich and meat pizza. And yeah, there's only really one way to know if this will work or not, you know? Gonna place that there, gonna place that there. Something is immensely wrong. Oh no! Oh no! 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 That's not right. That is not good. Not good. Very bad. Very, very bad. Did anything get broken is really my question at that point. Because that's genuinely concerning. Because create stuff will break things. Only place near initial angle for that one. Or, no, it has to be always place when stopped. Didn't break anything though, good. This one also didn't break anything, which is also good. But yeah, that genuinely concerned me for a second. I don't think that's supposed to happen exactly. It wasn't. Okay. That scared me. The part that's really not supposed to happen is the fact that this, sequenced gear shift is in the off position, which means that this is not where it's supposed to be. Let me get some glue. And, you know, just this once, we're gonna go ahead and, still switch it to only place near initial angle. Just for the test, you know? Just for while I'm testing it. Don't really want to go risking anything. I do need to end the stream soon, but this is... Can't end it on this note, that's for sure. Okay. It's starting to get hard to keep track of what's what at this point. Okay, this is also turned off, which means I should probably place that door back where it goes to. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let's get rid of the glue. Let's do that. Glue that like that. This is genuinely kind of starting to hurt my brain at this point. There's more redstone than I've done in a minute. Okay, where did I even go wrong is the real question. Honestly, I'm just gonna get rid of the redstone length for right now, and I'm gonna test it again. Okay, easiest way to test, honestly, is to just do that. Okay, I think... Yeah, that's not good. I completely forgot to account for the fact that once it was powered again, it would also power the whole system again. So, that's something I can fix. Difficult, but I can fix it. Oh! Okay, wait. I thought it was powering itself for a second there. That's good that it isn't. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do that. And I gotta be very careful not to lose this redstone link. Now this redstone link, let's see. I'm trying to think what the best way is to completely separate this from the system that actually powers the redstone link. And I'm not entirely sure if I know how to. Okay, wait, I think I have an idea. I gotta get rid of that. That can stay just because it doesn't really impact anything. And yes, a redstone link will go there. What will now power this whole mechanism is going to be the redstone from this. Now I need to be pretty careful here. Because I need this to not get in the way of other things. Honestly, I might try to circle it around or down under something. Okay, so I need the power going into this block. That's what I need. I'm so sure I could add redstone links and make this so much easier, but I really don't want to risk that. Because I don't want to have redstone links that lead to different things, and hopefully I can just kind of keep it relatively unconnected when things aren't supposed to be connected. Okay. I think I was onto something with this, though. I need to feed this down. Let's go ahead and grab another repeater. Put that up there. And then let's just do that real quick, you know? Oops. Let's go ahead and do that. And then here we go. This is going so poorly. It's great. Okay, block. More blocks. Here we go. We got this. Okay. If I... What is that linking to? That shouldn't... Oh, no. That's not good. We cannot be powering that. It's getting kind of cramped down here. I hate to say it. Hate to admit it. Okay, here, wait. Can I do something with this? Let's go ahead and grab redstone. This is what will power the link. But I can simplify this. I have the technology. I just need to get power right here. Then you power any of these, and it should first power that, power the piston, and then go around and power the rest. It does need to be a quick toggled, or like a quick, not permanent press though. Okay, so here's what we learned. Okay, let's see. There's so little room in this area. Oh, this is hurting. Hurts my soul at this point. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna clear out some more space right here. We're gonna make this a little more compact, so I can fly around more and see where things are a bit easier. Now what I need is... Oh wait! This is perfect! Create has just the thing. I completely forgot. The powered latch should work... No. The powered toggle latch. That should solve, like, all my problems. Okay, I'm gonna grab the powered toggle latch. The funny part is, this is all probably far more complex than it ever could need to be. Okay, does that emit? Okay, I think it does. Yeah, good. Now... I need this to circle around. And then after a little bit, wait. This is one that I wanted. Okay, that's perfect. I don't need that much delay, actually, now that I think about it. If even pretty much any delay at all. Let's go with half a second just to be safe. Wait a second. I hooked this all up to the wrong area. This is... My brain can't handle redstone right now. Hate to say it, but I am mildly struggling. Okay, this should be what I need to do. So now, what we're looking for is a redstone power ring right here, and then a little bit later this, and then a little bit later it comes back and the power goes back on. Are we ready? That's the real question. No! Okay, what's going on with this? Okay, so that's easy then. Okay, it should be working now, right? Let me turn it all back off. This might finally be it. Let's try again. Piston went out. Okay. Delays aren't very long, but it is working. That's effectively what I wanted to happen. We had a bit more of a delay. Let's do 1 second. That's what that should be. And then... I really need the delay for this side to be longer. 'Cause yeah. We need at least a good bit of time for people to get through the door. Wait a second. It's, what? Oh. Mildly dumb. Okay, let's reset the system again. And we're going to try the new timings. Bear in mind, the first piston push is supposed to happen basically as soon as possible. The piston pulling back, not so much. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and just finish this next time. Because I have got to go and I need to do a lot more testing. Or I might finish this just off stream, but yeah, I've got to go. Gotta end the stream here. So, I'm gonna leave it at that. Anyway, though, thank you so much for watching, Phantom, and everyone else who watched, but you appear to be the last one standing. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'll try to stream this some more either tomorrow night or the next. And yeah, till next time everyone, and goodbye.